CreateTube. Welcome to Creative Whims Studio. Welcome back. My name is Teresa Kogut with Creative Whims, and I live in Michigan. I am a full-time artist, designer of cross-stitch and punch needle hooked rugs, and I also license my artwork. So you might be new to my channel. I just want to briefly cover what CreateTube is about. I'm hoping that other artists and makers will jump on board and give a weekly, a bi-weekly, or even a monthly, or even a quarterly update on what they're working on in their studio. It started because I have a floss tube video. So I have another YouTube channel, and it's called Teresa Kogut's Creative Whims. That is my needlework business. So I design cross-stitch and punch needle and floss tube. It's called floss tube because you use embroidery floss to do cross-stitch. It's mostly a community of cross-stitchers, but there's also people in there that do other needlework, that they basically give a weekly update of what they worked on the previous week. So they're not necessarily designers, although there are designers on there, but they're just people that love to do needlework, and they like to share the projects that they're working on. So there's also some shop owners that have a floss tube video that they do every week or every month. Well, I love the idea. I've had a floss tube video channel now, well, it was December 1st of 2018. So I'm coming up on 2 years of doing a weekly visit. I love it so much. The community is welcoming, warming, super nice. It helped to grow my business because there were people that had never heard of my designs, and through floss tube they found out about me and my designs. So it's increased my sales too. But the best part about it is just getting to know. I mean, I have virtual friends that I've never met, but I consider them my friends. We, message each other, and we just have gotten to know each other through that community. So I'm hoping to bring this over into the art world, the makers of everything creative. You could be, mixed media artist. Maybe you do art journals, maybe you do artist trading cards, maybe you make jewelry, sculpture, needle felting. I mean, it still can include needle work, embroidery, fine art, crafting, just anybody that makes something. If you could jump on board with me and do your own CreateTube and just update people that love your work, update them, like I said, once a week, every other week, once a month, and show them what you've been working on. One thing I do know to be true is that people want to know the artist behind the artwork, or behind the jewelry, or behind whatever it is that they are in love with. You know what I mean? I personally love listening to podcasts where artists are being interviewed. I love a glimpse into an artist studio. That one magazine that's out now called, I think it's called Studios. There's one called Studios, and then there's a few out there. But I love those magazines because I love to peek inside other people's studios and workspaces, to see how they organize things, to see all the little cute tchotchkes or juicy bits they have in their studio that just makes it, part of them. So anyways, that, I said I was going to keep that short. That was a really long explanation about what CreateTube is all about. But if you are an artist or a maker, a creative person, if you are, or someone that is, jump on board. Let your friends know. If you belong to a community of artists or makers, let them all know about CreateTube. And I just think it'd be cool to have a community where we can all get to know each other through these videos. So that's it. So there's kind of a way that people present their FlossTube videos, and that's kind of how I do my CreateTube videos as well. So I kind of start out with just life, what's going on in my life. People want to get to know the artist and the maker. So by sharing your life with people, you don't have to do this part, but I'm kind of one of those people that I like to get to know people, so I feel like, you know, maybe they'd like to get to know the person behind the art and my personal life. Anyways, I'm moving on. I really am. So it's been a month since my last CreateTube video, and you may or may not notice, but I have lost 10 pounds. I've been doing keto for a little over a month now, about 5 weeks. And it's going really well. I feel amazing. I have lots of energy, and it just feels good. Hold please. All right. I moved my camera because I'm trying to film with my glasses on and not have too much glare from all the windows in my studio. So sorry for the break there. My husband has retired pretty much. I mean, his retirement doesn't start till November, but he's laid off for the, you know, rest of the duration up until his retirement starts November 1st. So I'm stoked about that. He and I will, you know, be teaming up now to run the pattern business. But as far as like, he's going to take over, you know, all the processing of the orders, and it's really going to free me up to paint more, which I'm stoked about. I also have a lot of ideas for painting tutorials and things, experimentation things that I want to do. So I couldn't be happier about that. Okay, so I don't know if you have subscribed to my channel, I thank you very much. And if you haven't, if you could please do that, that'd be awesome. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, I plan to do a nice giveaway for you all. So, but, oh, I lost my train of thought. Where was I going with that? Oh, I know. My first couple live videos were horrible. I since have gotten Wee Boost, and my last 2 live videos for What You Paint Wednesday, they've been crystal clear, they've been great. So if you don't get to catch me live on the, sorry, I'm still trying to get away from all the light. If you have not caught any of our live videos, they save to my YouTube channel here, so you can watch them. It's just fun. I have a friend in Tennessee. I'm in Michigan, and we paint together on Wednesdays. Used to be we would paint at 8 p.m. That's what we did since like last December. But now we changed it to 2 p.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. Central time. And it's working out a lot better. We have daylight to paint by, and it just, instead of using artificial light, it just works better. So anywho, if you can't join us live, that's okay. You know, you can watch the replay. It's a lot of fun. We just chit chat. She'll be working on something. I'm working on something. We're both painting and chatting with everybody that joins the live. So it's a good time. Okay, so I want to move on to my whips. Now, whips are works in progress. I have quite a bit to show. No, I don't have, no, it's my finishes. I have quite a bit to show. So I every year do a teddy bear calendar. My first one that I designed and painted was 1999, so that's a long time ago. So I am working on the 2022 bear calendar, and this is one of the images. This is the image I was painting today during What You Paint Wednesday while we were live. So I have a good start on that. I still have a ways to go on it, but that's the January image for 2022. Then I was working on this, which I absolutely love this. This is, I just got started on it. Basically, I have one coat of that kind of orangey red on there. And I drew my image with a gold Sharpie paint marker. It's an oil-based paint. And it's on stretch canvas. I think it's a 16 by 20, yes, 16 by 20. I have a long ways to go. And then in the center is a Ben Franklin quote, and it's going to read, "A good conscience is a continual Christmas." Let that sink in. I love it. So I can't wait to get back to that, but it'll be a while because my teddy bear calendar, I have to have all 12 images painted this summer. well, summer's also super busy with, you know, long weekend trips and things like that. My mom and her boyfriend are coming in from Florida and staying a week or two in August. We have a planned trip to West Virginia in August. I mean, it's just a zoo around here in the summer, so I probably won't get back to that until fall, but anyway. Oh, another thing I want to mention is I teach on Tuesday nights live in a private Facebook group. It's called CW Live, which stands for Creative Whims Live. And it is a paid membership. So when you pay for it, you get 3 months with me painting live, also with all the other members in the group. And you guys can ask questions and things while I'm painting and chatting with you. And I supply the PDF download, so you don't have to worry about being able to draw if this is something that you're interested in. But session 2 has closed out, and session 3 doesn't start till October. So anyway, I'll have a link in the description box below where you can click on that and read more about it if you're interested. But this is what we started last night in our class. Her name is Bellissimo, which is Italian for beautiful, and I'm in love with her. All of my angels thus far have pretty much had white wings, you know, an off-white, a cream, colored wings. And I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do a darker skinned angel. Her hair kind of looks like dreads. That's not really what I'm going for. I just wanted to do something different with the hair, but they're just kind of turning out to look like dreads. This is 2 hours worth of work that we did yesterday. We are painting over scrapbook papers that have been adhered to this cradled board. This is a 16 by 20, and I love her. We should get her finished next week. If we don't, then I will like do a third video. All the projects we get in the 3-month span of time, you get 6 projects, and we work on each project for 2 weeks. So that's how that works. If we don't happen to get it all done next Tuesday night live, then I will just record myself finishing it up, or I might go live and finish it up. Either way, probably go live, just that way. It's so much easier. That's what I love about doing live video, is when you're done with a live video, boom, it's up, it's there for them to access, to watch it over again, to do their painting. Instead of recording myself and then having to upload it, you know, it just saves a lot of time. Okay, so those were my whips. Now, things that I have finished in the past month. Woo woo, there's a lot. There is a lot. So let's go back to this bear calendar. I painted these 2 paintings over the weekend. I actually did 3. I started last Wednesday on Which Paint Wednesday. I started on one, but I left it up at the house. Sorry about that. Maybe I can insert a picture here, or maybe not. But anyway, here is the May image for the 2022 calendar. And then here is, geez, guess what month this one's for? So we have the July image for 2021, or 2022. So those are a couple of watercolor finishes. All the rest of the paintings that I'm going to show you are acrylic paintings. So let's see. I love this one. This one, I think I showed you that I had a start on it last month. I painted this entirely during What You Paintin' Wednesday. So just worked on it a little bit each week. Our What You Paintin' Wednesday lasts about between an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours if we're really cranking. So this kind of painting is considered Pennsylvania Dutch folk art, and I absolutely love how it turned out. Hopefully you can see it good. Love, love, love. And this is hanging proudly in my studio. That is something I will not sell because I love it too much. Then another What You Paint Wednesday is this angel. I painted her start to finish during the What You Paint Wednesdays as well. Her crackle turned out really nice too. Okay. Then one of our CW Live projects was Jolly Soul. So we created that in a couple painting sessions. This is on a 16 by 20 cradled board. Very folk art looking. And last but not least, we have Bella's New Friend. This is the first project of session 2, which just started about, what, 3 weeks ago. Also, what I want to tell you about CW Live is that when you join CW Live, you get all of the past lessons from the past year. So let's say you, I mean, I can't say a year exactly, but you know, there's going to come a point when there's just too many lessons on there. But I mean, you think about a year's worth of lessons, that would be 24 painting lessons will always be available on CW Live. Isn't that awesome? Okay, that's it for that. So what I want to show you next is some past paintings, some of my previous finished paintings. What I'm about to show you, I can explain as I go, but they are what I used to paint for art licensing. Years ago, I started art licensing in 1997, and I still license my art, but it's not the bulk of my income anymore. Someday I will go through my whole entire career. It's been one heck of a ride. But I was very successful at art licensing. I made buku bucks. It was awesome. It was a great time. It was the time when our kids were growing up, and I made enough money that my husband could stay home with the kids. And I mean, I work at home. I mean, I have a studio on the property, but I was here. You know what I mean? So those were good times because I had the freedom to take off days when I wanted to, and if we wanted to go on vacation, none of us had to ask for time off. You know, we're our own boss type of thing. So it was wonderful to have that business while the kids were growing up. But my agent and I, we had some trouble and we parted ways, and I just kind of lost my drive for licensing, and painting for licensing kind of went down the tubes. I wanted to paint what I wanted to paint. I spent, and this all happened in like maybe 2000, God, you think, probably 2013, I think, is when I separated from my agent. So anyways, like I said, I license my art now, but it's not my focus of my business. And of course, I would love to license more, but I'm so busy now with all the things I'm doing. And what I love about my business right now is that no one's telling me what to create for my design business, for my punch needle and my cross stitch. No one's telling me what I have to paint anymore. When you are in art licensing, you have to paint for product categories. You have to paint what is trendy and what's in style. And you have art directors from companies that you're working with that tell you, you know, we need this color and we want you to do this, and can you make it this size, and oh, can you take that out of the painting? And so you're being kind of guided as to, you know, what you can and cannot paint. So I did that for many years, and I feel so great right now because I have the freedom to paint what I want to paint, and there's nothing like it. Freedom is key, if you ask me. So I'm going to get up and show you some of these previous paintings. Just real quick, if you don't know what art licensing is, ask me in the comments, and it's something I can talk about. I can do a whole entire video explaining what art licensing is. If you have any other topics or things that you would like me to discuss, let me know. I mean, if I don't have the answer, I will be honest and let you know. I'm not going to make stuff up. But I've had a lengthy art career, and I have a lot of information that I would love to share with everyone. Okay, so I used to design quilting fabric, and one of the lines was called Williamsburg, and it was all like, I'm going to turn this light off. I meant to film earlier or record earlier today when the light was a little bit better, but so Williamsburg was just like a New England look, and it was all these cute little shops, Like this says hospitality house, and this says baskets. So it's got a little basket in the window. Like early American life, basically. And then here we've got antiques, the candle shop. And so this was a fabric line that I created. I love this one with the church. It says school. This one says, what does that say? Oh, cider mill with the apples. And then, and these are watercolor paintings, by the way. The bulk of my licensing was, I would say 99% of everything I licensed was watercolor paintings back in the day. Now I paint mostly in acrylics. The only thing I really still watercolor is my bear calendar. I do love to experiment with watercolor. I have done a couple angels and I do love doing that, so. But I prefer acrylic. Okay, so those were the 4 like images that I did. I did a lot more painting for that fabric line. Those were just 4 square ones. The other ones are really large, so I don't have them here handy to show you. But here is a Christmas card I created many years ago. This is actually now being stitched. I have charted it in my computer program for a cross stitch chart, and I have a model stitcher stitching that for me right now. The next few I'm going to show you are from another fabric line, and it was called, I think it was called Quilting Bee, and it was all these teddy bears dressed up as bees, and they're quilting, and they have all like the sewing notions and stuff. This one says Q is for quilt, L is for love, B is for bee skip, basket, and bear. These are a few of my favorite things, all of which I will share. I love it. Quilts, baskets, bee skips. Here's another one from that line. Quilt blocks, little bees. I love this one. This is the Quilting Queen Bee. She's got a quilt for her cape. I think that's totally adorable. This one, this says Q is for quilt, L is for love, B is for, yeah, it's the same. It's the same poem that I wrote. Fun stuff. And then I love this one. This is just all the sewing notions. Okay, now I'm going to show you some Christmas cards. And these are very brightly colored. This was a request from some of my licensees because I prefer the colors I've been showing you, the more primitive colors, but they wanted me to lighten and brighten my colors. So I did for some of these paintings, and I will show you those right now. Okay, I'm going to give you the numbers again. Let me just refresh your memory in case you didn't see my last video. I am up to, I'm close to 5,000 paintings, I believe. It's like maybe it's not. No, I think it's like 4,400 and something. So I started with number 1 back when I started painting watercolors and had to keep track of them for licensing. I had to number them so that, you know, if somebody wanted to license a painting, there was a number to go with that painting. And I had to keep it all organized. Anyways, so this is 2,557. And I usually paint them in sets of 3 or 4 because that's how the company I worked with, like that made gift bags and gift boxes and cards and stuff, that's what he liked, was sets of 3 or 4. So this is a set of, I believe, yep, set of 3. Little snowman having fun with the teddy bears. So then here, next is, I'm holding that there so it will stay focused. My camera has a hard time going back and forth with all the focusing. So this is a set of 3 as well. No, I only see 2. Oh, I think they're just out of order. I don't know. Anyway, there's only 2 of that one. One of them's missing. So there's a set of 3 for this one. See how they're like the same size, you know, and they are the same theme, but, you know, slightly different. I don't even like these, I'll be honest. That bright green is just a bit much. If these are prim colors, I would like them. Oh, there's that other bear, that little stinker. I knew there was a set of 3. I'll go put that back there where it belongs. Okay. He's making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Love these little snowmen. Santa Claus is coming to town. I don't mind these. They're kind of traditional Christmas colors. A little bit bright though. As you can see from everything I've showed you, most of them are more prim. Okay, so here's a good example of licensing. So this was a calendar image. I used to do a calendar called From the Heart, and this was one of the Christmas images. Okay, so a company called Blossom Bucket, who makes resin figurines. I was already licensed to them, and she loved this. So she made it into a resin figurine. So Santa's sleigh. Hold on, we gotta get it to focus. So there you go. That's licensing for you. You know, you paint something and then they turn it into product. And you get paid a royalty. But I can go into, you know, depth on that if that's something you're interested in. Leave it in the comments. This is a very prim one. This is number 223. That's really old. This one I just showed you with the snowman, that one's 1,746. So this one is 1,267. All good works flow from thy heart. That would be an amazing cross stitch or punch needle. I think I'm going to set that one aside. This one, number 1836. This was, I did another calendar called something primitive. I don't know, but it had all these more primitive pictures in it. This I actually have done in punch needle and cross stitch. This was from that primitive calendar as well. The quote background on that one, I just love it. This was for the From the Heart calendar. Hearts rooted in God's love will be forever fruitful. And it was, I remember painting this. I remember at Mass, there's a scripture that they talk about the tree, how it drinks from the river, and, you know, it's fruitful. It was my inspiration. This is from the primitive calendar. I love her. Little primitive Raggedy Ann doll. Life is a journey that always leads you home. This was From the Heart calendar. This one was From the Heart calendar, Heart of America. I love that barn with the American flag behind it. Super fun. Oh, I also did, well, let me finish up with this one. This was from the primitive calendar. It says, Jack and Jill went to school to fetch themselves some knowledge. They studied hard and made new friends, then went off to college. I made that up. That's so silly. I mean, it's kind of cute, but look at how primitive those little Raggedy Ann and Andy is. So cute. Another calendar that I did was a cat and a dog calendar. And this is all with Legacy Publishing. I used to do, what is that, 4 calendars? Well, actually, no, they didn't have the teddy bear calendar at that time. I painted that for another company. But I had the cat and the dog one, I had the primitive one, and then I had From the Heart. So yeah, I used to paint my full head off. But check that out. Look at that little dachshund with the bird on his back. Are you kidding me? I love that. Oh, Merry Christmas. This is an oldie but goodie. This is number 540, so that tells you how old it is. And another part of the licensing, Blossom Bucket made this snowman and this moose into a resin figurine, and it was really, really cute. So that's it, guys, for another segment of previous finishes. I have bins and bins full of paintings, so that'll be a permanent part of my CreateTube as we go along. Excuse me while I itch my nose. I wanted to show you guys this magazine. I love looking at art. Okay, if you look at my home and you look at my studio, I like the more primitive look, the darker colors, richer colors. I like folk art, you know, that's just how I like to decorate. But I love all kinds of art. I love to look at all kinds of art. I love Claude Monet. I mean, there's just a ton of artists that I admire their work. I follow a lot of artists on Instagram too. But I found this magazine. I think I heard about this magazine on a podcast, but anyway, it's called Beautiful Bazaar. It's art, culture, and couture. And I'm just gonna flip through it a little bit and show it to you, because if you like to look at art, there's some amazing paintings in here. There's something I think in here for everyone, basically, but some of it is freaking weird, I'm going to be honest. Okay, I just said some of it's freaking weird. Let's just say that is the most weird painting I think I've ever seen. But look at the talent. It's very, very talented person. I'm not going to go through all of them, but like I don't even know what some of these, what that was. Some of them are, you know, this is very kind of, she's kind of childlike, but nonetheless, very talented. That's really pretty. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you because if you're like me, I could sit and look at artwork all day long. I love it. I mean, there's no two artists alike. We all paint differently. This one is creepy. I'm sorry. I'm not into scary art. They're beautiful though. I mean, the execution of the art is absolutely incredible. Oh my gosh. I follow this guy on Instagram, and you know what? I have never even looked through this magazine because I did not see this. I don't know how to say his name. Johnson Sang, or I think the T is silent, but oh yeah, follow him on Instagram. He has some really, really cool, unique. These are all sculptures that he makes. Very cool. That's funny. I didn't even know he was in there. Anyways, ooh, look at that. That looks like watercolor, doesn't it? Oh, it is watercolor. Hello. So, there you go. If you're interested in getting... oh, I love this woman. I follow her on Instagram, too. I can't think of her name. I don't know. Wow, check that out. That's a whole lot of detail going on right there. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm going to show you. But anyways, it's an interesting book to thumb through. Oh, and then haul. I have gotten quite a bit of product and haul in the last month, but it's all put away, so I can't show you. The only thing I can show you is I got 6 of these 8x10 cradle boards today. I ordered them forever ago, but I'm telling you, with COVID, everything is so slow. So I was happy to get those today. We are running out of daylight. What's next? Okay, so artist spotlight. I am going to spotlight Nick Sider. He is very active on Instagram. He does Instagram live video interviews with other artists. He's really good. But he does realistic paintings. I'm just going to show you a few on here so I don't have to insert a bunch of things and make more work for myself because I'm running out of time today. All right, Nick Sider. So I will just, I'll just show you some of his work. He does realistic cat paintings. I think there he is in his studio. Look at that one. Photorealism at its finest. Oh, look at the black bear. But anyway, if you get a chance to catch any of his videos, his interviews with other artists, he's a very good interviewer. And as you can see, he's an amazing painter. So follow Nick Sider. I will have a link to his Instagram in the description box below. Okay, one last thing. Oops, I gotta let it focus. I think I'll take a sip of beer while it's focusing. Okay, one last thing. I usually do like a topic at the end where I talk about something. So the topic today is organization. So organization in two different ways. One is this. When you do a painting, you need to have an ongoing database, either in your computer. The thing about having it in the computer is, I tell you what, I have had hard drives crash and I lose stuff. And if I ever lost my complete list of my paintings, I don't know what I would do. So I keep a physical copy. I'm old school, what can I say? So when you do a painting, you number it on the actual painting, and then you number it, you know, have the title and all that. And I will have a link where you can go and download a PDF just to get you started. I will create a PDF for you that has all the information that you should have on that painting. You want to have the size, you want to have what is the medium that you used. You want to have, if you sold it, how much did you sell it for? Who did you sell it to? If you have their address, their name, phone number, email, whatever information, contact information you have for that. And if you're into art licensing, I would always put who I painted it for, because sometimes you're painting specifically for a company. What else did I have in there? Anyways, just every information that you can have on that piece of artwork. Because after you've painted for 20, 25 years, you're gonna just be at a complete loss. Also, the other thing you want to do is you want to have it scanned or professionally photographed so that you have a digital copy of it. That way, if you do sell the original, you still have it. You can offer prints or something like that. So I scan every single piece of work that I do, unless it's a large piece, then I have it professionally photographed. But I am really good at piecing my paintings together with Photoshop. So if it's too large for my scan bed, then I can scan it in 2 parts or 4 parts, whatever it takes, and then I go into Photoshop and I piece it together, and it's seamless. So that is one part of the organization. The other part of the organization that I want to talk to you about is your supplies, your art supplies. I'm telling you this advice only because I'm cleaning sections of my studio out at a time. And I recently cleaned out this one area where I discovered I had a ton of supplies that I didn't realize I had. And in order to keep them organized, I bought these. I don't think I talked about this already, but as I'm talking about it, it sounds familiar. So I hope I didn't already tell you guys this. But I bought these little photo boxes from Hobby Lobby. They're black and white check, and I scrunchied them up a little bit with some like a raw umber wash. Anyways, I have my paints like I have craft paints from years and years ago, but they're all still good paints. But I have my craft paints in there, you know, my golden paint tubes. I have, not tubes, but bottles. I have those in there. I went through all my stuff. And so this is what I decided I was going to do. At least once a year. I would say every 6 months would be better. But go through all of your art supplies and look at all of it. Because, you know, I put this shelf up, or this cabinet, or whatever you want to call it, and I have all of these things in there, all my mediums. I've got, you know, all these different grounds and things that I bought from Golden that I wanted to test out, and I just haven't had time. I have a box full of everything that I need to do acrylic pouring, which I will do someday because it looks so fun. I can't wait to do something like that. I have acrylic, or not acrylic, alcohol inks that you can do really cool things with too. I have all this stuff that I want to experiment with, and I bought it all, and I just haven't had time to do it. So, but I forgot I had half of it. So go through your art supplies every, you know, 6 months, or I would say every 6 months probably would be best. Go through all your canvases, look at all the things that you have so that you aren't duplicating it and ordering things that aren't necessary to order. So that's my advice for you, because it was an eye-opener for me when I cleaned that area of my studio. I was like, are you kidding me? I had a box that I got from Dick Blick that I never opened, and it was like 2 years old. And there were paints in there that I could have been using all this time. You know, I mean, are you kidding me? So yeah, organization. Organization is key to a healthy mind. I swear to you, it is. So anyways, guys, I'm going to let you go. I hope you enjoyed this CreateTube. And if you could please do me a big favor and like, subscribe, and share this video, I would be most appreciative. And again, share this with your friends as far as if they're a maker or a painter, some sort of creator. See if they'll do a CreateTube once a month and just update their fans on what they're working on, because I want to see all these CreateTubes. All right, peace out, guys.